vision was a very broad vision. And the idea was really geared towards how do we structure trade in agriculture and then move to other commodities. So EAX really's purpose was to solve 4 key areas. The first one was to provide access to safe and secure storage. The second thing that we wanted to do was to provide access to markets for farmers. On top of that, because now you have access to safe and secure storage, and because now you have access to markets, i.e. buyers who can now buy product, we were able to then provide access to correct market information. But because the market is more structured now, I think everybody understands what, across the board, within a few francs, what the price of maize is. And that leads us to the last thing which we do, which is access to market information. EAX is in the business of providing market information, and market information is not just pricing, but it's also location, supply and demand cycles, and it's local, it's regional, and then it's also global. And because we live in a global world, all of these things, we take a global view, even though we're operating in a local context.
We currently are trading maize, beans, soya beans, rice, sorghum, but we are also planning to expand our operations and go into other commodities like tea from here in Rwanda, coffee, and other commodities as well.
Koperative yacu rero koremu ihinga ibishyimbo, ibigori ndetse na kawa. Ariko cyane cyane tukita ku gihingwa cy'ibigori kuko ari cyo gitanga umusaruro muri aka gace. Twatangiye 2011 turi abanyamuryango 90. Duhinga ibigori ariko tukeza ibigori bikeya ku buso twari dufite kuri hegitari 200. Ubwo byaje gukomeza 2015 tugera kuri hegitari 400 dufite abanyamuryango 350.
Mbere ntago batuguraga neza ibigori byaraduhomberaga. Bikamungwa bakaduhenda bakaduhera amafaranga 50 bakakubwira ngo ni 100. Ariko ubu ikigori twateye imbere kubera igiciro cyiyongereye.
Twari dufite inzara iteye ubwoba, nta nubwo twabashaga guhinga ngo tweze turye tunahaga byonyine. Ariko ubu turahinga tukarya tugasagura n'isoko ku buryo ubu mbona amafaranga menshi. Abana banjye biga muri prive ntago biga muri leta. Biga ahantu heza mushobora kubarira amafaranga numva nifuza ari yose.
Commodity exchanges are very important because it's the area where you structure the trade. So that area of standardization is what leads to a transparent price, standardization of products, safety and delivery of how those products are moved from place A to B, the integrity of those products, the financial instruments, the contracts that are offered. All those things are what stabilize a market. And when you hear the term structured trade, that's what that means. So commodity exchanges are extremely important in structuring trade, not just in agriculture, but you see this even in more of what they call the hard commodities like oil and things like that. So commodities exchanges are super important in terms of how you structure trade locally, regionally, and globally.
Kubera ko n'ubundi muri iyo myaka twagurishaga ku masoko asanzwe ya Nyabugogo tukagurisha ku biciro bisanzwe abantu ntibatera imbere, ariko tubaze guhura na EAX baduhaye amahugurwa batwereka ko ari ikigo cyiza. Ubwo rero twatangiye kubagemura umusaruro, twatangiye kuri toni 500 2015, ariko byageze ku 2019 tubaha toni 1800, bakaduha igiciro cyiza cyane ku buryo byafashije abanyamuryango mu gutera imbere. Ubu muri abanyamuryango 350 nta munyamuryango udafite amatungo magufi n'amaremare, kuko ayo matungo adufasha mu kubona ifumbire y'imborera idufasha muri ya mirima yacu tugahinga tukeza umusaruro mwinshi.
Nari mbaye mu kazu gatoya k'amabati 20 gatunga ivyumba 3, ariko mfite inzu y'ivyumba 7. Mfite inka, mfite ihene, mfite ingurube. Ubundi umugore witeje imbere umupfakazi je n'umupfakazi nta mugabo ngira. Ubu abana banjye ndabarihira mituweli, ndo wa mbere gutanga mituweli.
Ubundi nabaga mu nzu y'amabati nk'icumi, ariko mfite inzu y'amabati 70 ikoze itesima. Abana bashaka kubona amata yo kunywa. Mbese ubuzima numva ntacyo butwaye kubera ko ibigori ni ikintu kiza cyane.
Farmers are grouped in cooperatives, so we have 196 cooperatives that we work with, representing 267 farmers all around the country. But we also work with other cooperatives that are not yet our members, but intend to be our members, to become our members.
Nkurikirana ibikorwa bijyanye n'ubuhinzi bw'ibigori umunsi ku munsi n'abahinzi bakorana na EAX, abafasha kuva igihembwe kigitangira, kuko iyo tumaze kubahugura gutya tubereka uburyo bwiza bwo gufata neza umusaruro, ari byo tuba twarabiretse cyangwa byo gusharika, byo kwanika kuri ubu buryo, kugira ngo batazahura n'igihombo cyangwa se bakagemura ibigori bifite uburozi, tukareba ko nta burozi bifite bwa aflatoxin.
And they can store the product with us. We issue them a warehouse receipt, and as the market moves up in terms of price, a farmer is in a better position to sell. So this helps them stabilize. They don't have to sell everything when prices are low, and if there's a drought or some other shocks in the economy, they're able to hedge that through the warehouse and through the warehouse receipt system.
Ubu nta kibazo dufite, ku buryo ujya no muri sako kabwa ati nkunguriza amafaranga ejo bundi ndasarura ibigori nishyure, ubu sinatinya kujya kuri banki ngo bampe 500 miliyoni.
EAX tujya guhinga twakoranye amasezerano, tuba tuzi igiciro tuzagurirwaho tutareza, ukabona ari icyizere yo kontara dushobora kwitwara muri banki bakaduha amafaranga tugahinga tukeza, twasarura tukagurisha tukishyura banki.
The farmers usually bring their bags in 100 kg bags. After offloading, we have to sieve it. After sieving it, that's cleaning it. We put it into our dryers. After it's dry up to 13.5%, we put it in our 50 kg branded bags. From where we put it on the stacks, as you can see the stacks behind me. So that's the finished 50 kg bags goods, the EAX, ready for offtake. We have warehouses in strategic areas that produce the commodities that we trade. The maximum capacity, initially we had warehouses with 19,000 metric tons storage capacity, but we have added extra 10,000 tons storage capacity, which makes it 29,000 metric tons storage capacity. Each truck is supposed to have one representative sample, from where we take the sample into the lab. After the grading, that's when we decide which grade is the car. If it's unacceptable, and then the truck goes back to the weighbridge, then comes back for offloading.
We are a service provider for anybody that is producing agricultural products. All of the things that we're issuing, because farmers come from all walks of life, so when we talk about farmers, we realize that we're talking about all Rwandans. But we can also link you to higher value markets. So we are a marketplace for all Rwandans, yeah? And farmers especially, but really all Rwandans that have a product that is standardized and that is tradable. We offer them a marketplace for that.
Ni ikintu nashishikariza mugenzi wanjye guhinga ikigori kagifata neza kubera ko ikigori cyatumye dutera imbere.
EAX ni umuguzi mwiza, ni umuguzi musezerana, aho musezeraniye mukaba ari umuhurira. Amasezerano yabo barayubahiriza. Kuko urumva niba ku isoko ubu ngubu abandi bari kugurisha kuri 220 na 30, tukaba batwemereye 300, amafaranga 70 ku kilo ni menshi. Abandi bahinzi barimo kuyahomba. Twabakangurira kuza bakorana na EAX kugira ngo ubuzima n'iterambere bikomeze.
At EAX, we don't view ourselves as a necessarily success in the sense that all the work is done. It's really just progress. There's a lot of work to be done, and of course, our ambition is to move beyond our borders, and we're constantly looking for opportunities to expand. So EAX has made some investments in these infrastructures, and we're continuing to make more. My last call is to the youth: come, we need you, and we're here to support you in whatever way we can.